All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to look at a company that's trying to solve one of the biggest headaches pretty much every business has to deal with: the absolute logistical nightmare of sourcing supplies. You know the drill. It's this huge tangle of different contacts, endless invoices, and it just drains time and money. So let's see if we can untangle it.
Just take a second and think about it. How many different vendors are you juggling right now just to keep your operation running? You might need, for example, really specific medical stuff, like sterile surgical gowns. Okay, that's one supplier right there.
Then boom, you need a new part for the forklift in the warehouse. That's a completely different company, a whole other contact.
And, of course, don't forget the basics. Office paper, pens, toner. Yep, that's another vendor, another account to manage.
And what if you're, say, a vet clinic or a specialty pet store? You need bulk orders of high-end pet food. Well, that is yet another supplier to add to the list. You can see how this gets complicated and fast. This is exactly what we mean by the sourcing headache. It's that constant, low-grade stress of managing dozens of suppliers for wildly different things. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, this problem just slowly chips away at your efficiency. So what's the fix? Well, imagine pointing to any one of those things: the gown, the forklift part, the pet food, and hearing one simple, powerful answer. Nosotros podemos surtir eso, which of course just means we can supply that. And that right there is the core promise of a company called ESG Industrial. Their whole business model is built on that one idea: being the single go-to source for pretty much every industry you can think of. And when they say every industry, their reach is, well, it's incredibly broad. And they are not kidding around. Their expertise spans all these major sectors that really keep the economy humming: medical, industrial, dental, veterinary, and all sorts of commercial operations. And just a quick note, while their name is ESG Industrial, their main focus is this single-source supply model, not necessarily the ESG investing framework you might be thinking of. But here's what's really impressive. It's the depth they go into. They don't just sell dental supplies. No. We are talking about the real nitty-gritty stuff, like specialized resins, high-speed turbines, anesthetics, and even high-tech intraoral cameras. This is the stuff you actually need to run a modern practice. And that same idea applies in a totally different world. You jump over to the industrial sector, and their catalog has everything from specific 3M safety gear to huge material handling equipment like forklifts, all the way down to the cardboard boxes and plastic film you need for packaging. The sheer diversity here is what gets me. For vets, you can get premium pet food from brands like Origin, right alongside your sterile surgical supplies, and even specialized equipment for livestock insemination. They really, really mean it when they say, we can supply that. But look, having a gigantic catalog is one thing. That's cool, but the real value they're trying to deliver goes a step beyond that. They're not just trying to sell you a bunch of products, they're aiming to give you a complete solution. And here is the key difference they want you to see. It's about solutions, not just products. See, anybody can sell you a box of syringes. That's a product. But they're offering this whole other service layer on top of it. Things like managing the worldwide logistics, giving you expert advice, even offering equipment rentals or creating custom solutions. Okay, so if you've got an operation this huge with a promise this big, the natural next question is, can you actually trust them? I mean, can one company really handle all of this and do it well? Let's take a look at the numbers. Their claim to being reliable really stands on a few things. First up, they've been in the logistics and supply game for over 35 years. So this isn't some new startup. This is a veteran operation. And over those decades, they have built a catalog with more than 1.5 million products and services. I mean, that number alone tells you something about the massive infrastructure they must have just to manage it all. And to top it all off, they back that entire massive operation with 24/7 support. So the whole system is built to be there for you, whether it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the morning. So let's pull all this together. What does this actually mean for a business owner or a purchasing manager? Why should you care? Well, simply put, It means your job gets a whole lot easier. At its core, they're positioning themselves to be more like a partner in your day-to-day operations. The goal isn't just to be another vendor on your list. The goal is to become this single, reliable source that helps your business run smoother, makes you more efficient, and frees you up from that sourcing headache we started with. So in the end, the product they're really selling is trust. It's the peace of mind that comes from their promise. You have a partner you can trust to help your business run smoothly. It's all about getting rid of the friction so you can focus on what you do best.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. A question for you, really. If you could get back all the time and energy you currently spend just juggling suppliers, if all of that was handled by a single point of contact, where would you redirect all that focus? What could you build or create or solve if sourcing was finally made simple?